Now this is obviously a very odd looking phonograph, but this is actually a pretty historical piece. It's a Columbia Symphony Grand from 1907. Around that time, Victor had introduced the inside horn machine, the Victrola. And Columbia wanted to sort of get in on that market too, because at the time, people weren't so keen on the outside horn machines because the horns were a bit cumbersome, they collected dust. People wanted their phonographs to look like a piece of furniture. So Victor went with a cabinet-sized model machine, the VTLA or Victrola. And Columbia, for their first inside horn machine, they went with this one, which kind of looks like a little mini piano. It's quite an interesting piece. The grill is really quite spectacular. It's an odd thing. I don't know if I'd want this in my house. You know, maybe back then it was seen as like the ultra-modern kind of thing that everybody would have oohed and awed at. It's strange because you open it up, you think there's a keyboard in there, and no, there's a phonograph. And it's got this neat little door that you can put down halfway. This cabinet was actually patented by John Herzog, whose company, Herzog, was making cabinets for other companies. He made cabinets for Victor, he made cabinets for, I believe, Edison, and he made cabinets and specially designed cabinets for Columbia. This line would eventually evolve into the Graphonola line. I'm going to bring you in to take a look at this really odd looking machine. So it's hard to believe this is Columbia's first inside horn machine. You think they would have started with something a little simpler, but no, they went with this huge piece of furniture. And they're pretty rare, so I don't know if they sold a lot, but I mentioned the grill. Yeah, there's a lot of dust in there and cobwebs, but look at that. I mean, as far as the way they built this, they did a really good job. Oh, and there is some storage I'll get to in a second. Forgot about that. So let's take a look at it. Pretty simple inside. Could use a really good cleaning. There's the base. Right, well, with a big machine like this, you'd expect there to be some record storage, and there is. It's a little snug. But look at that. That's record storage. And then more here. You could get certainly hundreds of albums in here, hundreds of records, sorry. The albums were bigger than that. Okay, let's close it. Let's try this out. Here's crank. Pull out the little brake. Get this started. Really loud. So what do you think? It was actually really loud in here, and it seems like a really good player. So really, it's a matter of, do you want something this big in your house as a phonograph? Well, back then, if you didn't like the look of a horn, for an inside horn machine, this was a pretty big statement.